Alright, today I'm going to be showing you how to bleed the brake system on a Chevy Silverado. This is going to be the 3500. Now this is going to be pretty much for all cars. Some are going to be a little bit different just because of the type of procedure for the ABS control module. But for mostly the Silverados and then the Sierras, the Yukons, the Suburbans, the Denali's, the Escalades, and the Avalanche, those are going to be pretty much the same. Now again, basically what we're going to go ahead and do, obviously we have to keep our master cylinder filled up all the way to the top. Well, not all the way to the top, we just have to keep it filled up at all times as we're bleeding the system, so don't forget that. If you have the car on, like running, while bleeding the brakes, it will be a faster process. Now if you have it off, it will work, but it'll just take a little bit longer because of the ABS unit is not putting too much pressure on the whole system. And then basically the way how we're going to go ahead and start this, we're going to start this from the right rear on the passenger side. So right rear, left rear, and then the front right, and then the front left, so on the driver. So we're going to go rear passenger, rear driver, front passenger, and then front driver. So that's how we're going to do that procedure. Now you need to keep bleeding the system until there's no air bubbles in the system, because obviously air can be compressed, but the brake fluid cannot. So we want to make sure that we get this as to the best of we can of bleeding out the whole system so that you don't have no issues with the brake system. But if you haven't already, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions in this bleeding procedure, and then hit the subscribe button for more upcoming videos in the future, and we'll go ahead and start this video after the intro. Alright, so here's the brake master cylinder. Basically you would have the master cylinder and then the reservoir itself. Now obviously this one takes .3 only. You can upgrade it to like a .4 or .5, but I'm just putting in the system of .3 just because that's what it requires for. Now if you're going to be doing a more upgraded performance, like you're doing more heavy duty, you can actually upgrade it to .4. You wouldn't have any issues. It's just the .4, the .5 would actually be able to handle better heat. So it would be able to handle heat a lot better than the .3. It won't have a breakdown, and your pedals won't go down when it gets too hot, so it'll have a boiling point. So we want to keep this topped off. I already filled it up just a little bit past the max line. So we're going to go ahead and start with the right rear. And then basically what also you're going to need, obviously I'm going to be using this. This is going to be a brake fluid bleeder. You can actually get this from Harbor Freight. It's like $30. If you didn't want to spend the money on this, you can actually just get a regular hose and like a Gatorade bottle or regular water bottle or something like that, and then just drill a little hole and then put the hose through there. So you actually have somewhere to spill the fluid at. Then get a rag, and then we're going to be using a 10mm wrench, and we're going to be using the closed end, and then we're going to have some brake cleaner too to keep the area clean after we're done with that area. Usually before you start the flush, what do you normally would like to do, or what I would like to do, I would highly recommend it. Basically I would try to get everything all sucked up, so you can put like a little hose in there and then just siphon it right out, and you want to get it all the way down to basically till it's emptied, and then we'll just go ahead and retop it off and then get all that old fluid going, get out there. And so you want to run it with new fluid instead of running the whole system with dirty fluid. Just doesn't make sense to do it that way. So this would be a easier way and more efficient way to get your whole system cleaned up. But since my whole system was dry, I couldn't show that step. But yeah, but you obviously get the point of what I'm trying to explain. Alright, so basically what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and pull off this rubber piece, and then we'll just set that aside. And then we're going to put in our box wrench. Make sure you have it in the best possible position. So right there, and then we're going to go ahead and put in our our hose, and then we're gonna keep pumping it. So first, what I like to do is I like to break loose the bleed screw, just in case if it's too hard, and you'll know right away. And then if you break it loose, make sure that the person that's helping you bleed the brakes, that they're not holding on the brake pedal. So I like to have them pump up the pedal. So you're gonna pump it up 1, 2, 3, and on the third time, you're gonna press and hold the pedal until you close back. So you're gonna release as they're holding the pedal. You're gonna open the valve, and then you're gonna go ahead and close it, and then they'll pump again. So go ahead and pump it. And right there you can see the fluid already passing by. Then we'll close it. Go ahead and pump it. Hold it. And right there you can see the air. You can see all those air bubbles as they're passing by. Go ahead and pump it. Alright, so now basically once you're done pumping this line and you don't see no more bubbles, start the vehicle and then go ahead and pump it again, and just to see if you see any remaining bubbles. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process for the same other wheels. So this is the right rear. Then I'm going to go ahead and do left rear, and then front passenger, and front driver. So I'm going to go ahead and do that process, and then once I'm done with that, we'll get back to the video. Alright, so when we're bleeding the front brakes, basically you don't have to take off the wheel. You just turn. So if you're on the driver's side, you're going to turn the wheel all the way to the right, and if you're on the passenger side, you're going to turn the wheel all the way to the left. So basically, we're going to be going at the bleeder screw. That's going to be right here. And yeah, I mean, pretty much that's how we would bleed it. So I mean, it's going to be the same procedure.